Yeah. Yep. Ah, you know, it's just one of those days where you have to, you know. So, unfortunately, it was a shock last night. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson signs a 1-year deal, $8 million, $6.5 million guaranteed to the Lions. Okay. Obviously, if that move isn't done, if the Chauncey move ended up getting done, they probably wouldn't have signed Fletch, or they probably wouldn't have signed Bradbury. To find out there was a lot more that was going on with that they wouldn't have been able to sign the rest of that secondary if Chauncey was signed. I didn't have no problem with Bradbury being gone because you had a lot of corners in this draft. I really wasn't even worried about it too much. Ohana is right. Howie is always 10 steps ahead. That is right. That is right. But I know people are upset. I know people are pissed. This man didn't want to be here, guys. This fucking guy didn't want to be here. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? Like, we offered more money. We offered a 3-year, $24 million contract, and he turned it down. And he misjudged his market. He let his agent take care of everything. His agent, I don't know if his agent's 10 years old, because his agent put out a tweet asking fans which a better deal. It was just really bad. Like, Chauncey had a bad free agency, and the Eagles were not going to sit there and wait 5-6 days. That's just the truth. They weren't going to wait. They weren't going to wait 5-6 days for a move to have, for Chauncey to make up his mind. Because when it's the first, second day of the legal tampering period, free agency, the Eagles can't sit there and wait for one guy on top of trying to get other moves done. You know what I mean? So this shit was not going to fucking work. Okay. Wasn't going to work. So, it is what it is, guys. Like, it was crappy. It was horrible last night. So now the Eagles have a hole. So obviously Howie Roseman always hasn't, there's always a plan behind this. So this obviously happened early in free agency. So it didn't happen 5-6 days. It literally, like, probably after the first, second day, Howie was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm done. I'm not waiting for this guy." Everyone else was willing to come back for cheaper and just to come back to have, willing to come back, loyalty, and just, making another run again. And Chauncey just wanted more than that, man, unfortunately. Yeah, Kevin Byard would be great. It just depends if they release him. If they don't release him, it's going to be tough to get him, because then you have to trade for him. And then the Eagles can't give up any more picks. What do they got? Picks for next year. They got picks for next year. So I'm sorry. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight for the Philly Shakedown, for stream. I don't know. I just woke up not too long ago. But I appreciate everybody coming in, talk about what's going on, obviously, with the news with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. But I appreciate Ayo, Ohana, what's going on, Cue Ball, Philly Wyatt, Killer Ghost, what's going on, dude? We got Scoob-Doo, we got Richard Boyer, we got Stony Hawk, MJ Horn, what's going on? We got T-Puff, we got Durante, we got GG. I know I was fluid with those punches last night. I was I was actually really pissed off. And then I was like, I gotta make some more videos. I was up till about 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I couldn't sleep last night because of what happened last night. I know it sounds stupid, but it is true. It is true. Yo, December, what's going on, man? Cody K says, "What up, Joey? What's going on, dude?" Ryan says, "Why are y'all so hesitant to get a DB in the draft? Seems like a bum that we might actually get Brian Branch rather than DT." Let me tell you something. If they drafted Brian Branch, Jordan Battle, hell, even if they went into the second round and got on Antonio Johnson that they interviewed at the combine, I would absolutely love it. This opens up so much now because I think if the Eagles were to draft Brian Branch at 10, they would get him instantly. Now, I don't know if they would actually move back a couple times or not, which, we'll see what happens with that. But they could move back, a couple spots. So I would probably go get Brian Branch. And I would probably maybe get Kalijah Kancey with that second first-round pick. As much as my dream is to get a running back, it might not happen. Maybe it'll happen in the later rounds. Maybe the Eagles will add another running back later. I don't know. How early of that? I'm not really sure. You know what I mean? Says, but Savage would be sick. But last year of their deals, don't doubt Howie. Buddha or Savage? Interesting enough. We got Donnell Norris says, bro, I don't know why CJ did us dirty. Dude, it's not even like he really did us dirty, bro. It was just his own interest and valuing himself. And, it's kind of a shame because all these players come back and he's the only one that's just like, no, didn't take the deal that Howie get. I mean, the first day of free agency, behind the scenes, Howie Roseman gave Chauncey a multi-year deal for $24 million. He would have made over 17 in his third year, but he would have made the most out of, obviously he wanted to free up more cap and free up more money at that point of that contract. And he never took it. He didn't take it, which really sucks. You know what I mean? It's a shitty feeling when a player doesn't sign back. That's why with these guys, bro, that's why when you're not drafted in Philadelphia, it's different. I know Bradbury wasn't. I know Slay wasn't, but it's different when you were drafted here. Guys like Lane, guys like Brandon Graham, guys like Fletcher Cox. Those guys, like, when you're drafted here, it's a totally different story. When you're Chauncey was only here for a year. It's not like he was here for 3 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's different, man. It's just totally different. And it sucks sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Zach Pascal is gone. He went to the Cardinals on a 2-year deal. Like, not like Gannon knows how to use him anyway. But, I mean, he's just taking players from the Eagles, obviously. He doesn't have to do much homework on who he wants. He's just going to take everybody. He took Kaiser White, taking Zach Pascal now. So, let's see here. Let's go down a little bit. I don't want to be too far on the chat here. Dank says, no, Jamal Adams is overrated. Definitely not. Definitely not. Eagles Gang says, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has been with 3 teams in 5 years, all because of financial situations. I guess it shows, bro. What do you mean 3 teams in 5 years? It hasn't been the 3 teams in 5 years. It's been the one other team. Unless I'm wrong. Jason Hennig says Ryan Neal to Eagles. Interesting. Someone saying Ryan Neal. Yeah, the free agent list isn't great on safety-wise. Like, you'd have to really, if you really want a bona fide safety, you really have to trade for one. You know what I mean? So Adrian Amos is still out there, but he ain't the best. You know what I mean? Like, Adrian Amos is out there, but I don't think he's anything. I don't think he's anything special, regardless, Oh, yeah, you're talking about now, Saints, Eagles, Lions. I thought you meant 3 teams before he was with the Eagles. Okay. It's early, guys. I just woke up not too long ago, so my brain is only going in so many directions. Racist Mills is watch. No, I'm not trying to get Malcolm Jenkins out of retirement. I'm not trying to sign Jalen Mills as a starting safety right now. Not really. No, probably not. What the fuck are the Lions going to do this year? What is that defense going to? I don't know. I still it's not Howie Roseman's fault. It's not like he offered him a big deal and he didn't take it, or at least a deal that he thought it was fair. He offered more money to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a multi-year extension, and he didn't take it. He never take it. MJ Horn says CJ's agent is the reason why he didn't sign with the Eagles. His agent insisted that he was worth more than the Eagles' initiated offer. Yeah. And his agent went on Twitter and asked Twitter what deal was better. A 1-year $8 million or a 3-year $24 million deal making 17 plus his third year. He went on Twitter. The agent went on Twitter and actually asked Twitter what was the better deal. An agent. I mean, that's how shitty it is. That's how crappy that is. Literally. No, there's really no best free agent safety. They have to either trade for one or draft one. I think they do like Reed Blankenship, but it's obviously not enough. You know what I mean? That's the truth. Don't worry, we lost a player to the Lions. Who did you guys lose to the Lions? I'm trying to figure out who you got. I don't even know, to be honest. Maybe if you say something, I'll be like, oh yeah. But I honestly don't even remember. Marlo says, Joey, what do you think of signing Rapp or Johnson? I don't mind Johnson. I thought Johnson was going to get. I thought Johnson was going to get signed. You're talking about Johnson and John Johnson and free agency? Or are you talking about somebody else? Antonio Johnson. So Antonio Johnson, a physical and versatile safety in the NFL. Yeah, and look, I think second round is where you're going to get him, like early second round pick. I think you have to move up for him maybe because he might be gone by 60. Well, yeah, the 62nd, 64th pick. Timothy says, why do we give fucking secondary let so many wide open receivers? Yeah, Chin got one more year in his deal. Hot take: John Lyons draft Will Levis. Erd says, Joey, we have 1 first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, 3 third-round picks, pick 4, 5 fifth rounds, and 1 6-rounder for 24. We're loaded, man. We can rebuild. Yeah, dude, I totally get it. So the picks are for 24. The comp picks are great. So the Eagles get all their comp picks. They'll have 12 selections in that draft, which is great. You know, the more the merrier, the more ammo that Howie has for a draft, the better it's going to be. But, you know, the Eagles can restructure some people too. So there are actually a lot of players that they can, a couple players. There's about 4 or 5 players that can actually restructure for cap if they need it for a signing or something like that. They want to keep somebody in the building. They want to sign somebody. But the comp picks are great for next year. So, yeah, so Earth, Air, Fire, Water is right on the comp picks here. Chauncey being gone, I think the Eagles can only carry an extra 4 comp picks anyway. So even with Chauncey being gone, I don't think it really mattered. But it's looking pretty good right now. Frog said MJ Horn is correct, and Howie could not wait until CJ thought about it and then not have a replacement for CJ if he leaves. CJ's agent effed up. Totally agree, bro. Totally agree. Ryan says Kevon Wall starts for us, prepared for it's not happening, dude. There's no way Howie's leaving. There's no way you let Epps walk, and then this thing with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's on his agent. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson didn't take any forward step in this process with his agent. He let his agent do almost everything. His agent almost controlled the whole thing, and he missed out on more money. So he probably knows. He knows he probably messed up. There's no doubt. DJ says Eagles will take care of safety slot. I'm not too worried about it yet. It's early in preseason. It's early in the off season right now. Alana said Desai is known for turning lesser talent into something special. He'll do that with Reed Blankenship. Yeah, and Desai, I did a video on him this morning. Well, because I was up all night last night. But he was, he had as much as people are going to be like pissed off at Sean Desai. Sean Desai is a disciple of Vic Fangio, okay? Was the coordinator for the Bears in 21, okay? He was top 4 in sacks for the Bears in 21. He was still top 10 against the pass. Okay. He was ranked 26, 25 against the run. So he was bottom 10 against the run, which isn't good. So hopefully that's fixed up. But, good things to take out of it are those stats. And his blitz rate is 22.6%. Gannon's blitz rate was 9.5. Okay, so this defense last year could have been the best defense in NFL history if we had a competent defensive coordinator. You guys don't realize, we could have, made massive, these history books with that defense last year. It's obviously, it's crazy, 70-something sacks, 70 sacks for the year? That team could have had 90-something sacks, probably 100 sacks for the season. I'm not even kidding. That's how crazy it was. Crazy, 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 bro. Crazy. Reb says, maybe fix Lane's contract, free up that $10 million, sign Wagner, Mills, and Byard with that. Yeah, you could do that. Nice profile picture, by the way. Jerry says, is that nice hearing about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson going to the Lions is now that we can look forward his loss. I don't know if he could show his stuff. I don't know if he goes to the Lions and totally falls apart. I guess that's him, bro. Why wouldn't you tell your agent? Why wouldn't you tell the agent, why didn't you, just tell him, got to go back to the place I was successful. If they offer me a contract, got to figure it out, man. Roland says, I don't know about Antonio Johnson. It seems like only be around the tackle box when I see him. Although I need to see more film. We need a guy that can cover. Murray says, God, I repent my sins in the name of the Lord. What the hell? Trade back from 10 and draft Branch. Interesting. We got John says, what are the chances CJ comes back next year after his 1-year deal? I'm not even worried about that. If the Eagles draft Brian Branch or Jordan Battle this year, there's no way, bro. There's no way that. Then I won't give a crap about this anymore. It's a real shame. So you go out and you get someone that's younger in this draft. That's what you do in this draft. Hans says Mills reacted to the news by tweeting. What the hell did he tweet? Jay says these picks can be bust. Nothing for certain. Rather have someone established. Trade for Byard. Nick says Maddox isn't moving to safety and Howie isn't going to trade for a stud safety. They don't care enough to draft one in the first round. I think at 10 they draft Cansey. I don't even think they got to do something though. They can't leave that thing empty. We got Donnell Norris says, man, everybody's getting old. We definitely need to go Branch, then Witherspoon, or Witherspoon, then Branch. I don't think they're drafting a corner and a safety in the first round, dude. You're telling me they're not even going to draft trenches? Come on now. I think the Eagles are going to draft safety and then draft. I think the Eagles should draft safety now. If they don't make a trade for Byard or if they don't really go, there's really nothing much out there. They have to trade for a safety probably in the league because the free agent market's horrible for safety. Of who's left right now, I'm going safety, defensive tackle. That's what I'm going. I mean, really, at this point, that's all I could really go for because you still got your second round pick still there too, which is good. I think you have to get one of the top safeties in the league. I think you got no choice at this point. As much as I want Jalen Carter at 10, or you have to move up a couple spots to get him, I feel like I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I don't want to leave the safety spot empty though. Either. I want to get best player available, but Greedy, no, probably not. Mm-mm. Jay says Greedy could play safety if you're I don't know if they would actually put him there, bro. He can't play inside corner. I mean, they could probably put him there, but is that their plan this year? No, probably not. Their plan is to see what he could do on the back end, against Zach McPherson, Josh Jobe, Mario Goodrich, all those other guys. Ron says, I actually liked Battle more than Branch. I think Battle will be a great value in the second round. Sign Byard, I think, will be good to go. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If they want to get, if you want, I don't think both of them. I think Branch is a first rounder. I think Jordan Battle will drop to the second round. I feel like if they want to get Jordan Battle in the second round, go get him. You know what I mean? And then have your original plan of getting a DT and a running back if that's what you want to do. Get more firepower for your offense if that's what you really want to do. So. Ronnie says, Ohan, stop with the Rodney McLeod. He's old. Oh, yeah, Rodney McLeod. No, bro. I forgot Rodney McLeod's still a free agent, too. No. That's the reason why that's why we literally were in purgatory since the Super Bowl, since 2017, literally. Because, you can't keep bringing in players that used to play here, old players. Plus, this is a new coaching staff. I know this is a new coaching staff, so, Nick doesn't know Rodney. You know what I mean? It makes no sense at this point. It says garage organization like the Pep Boys. Sally says, what happened to Joey for better or worse, and how we trust? Yeah, we'll be fine. I was pissed off at the moment, but I wasn't pissed off at Howie. I was pissed off at CJ. I wasn't pissed off at Howie last night. I was far from pissed off from Howie last night. That's just the truth. Henry said Byard in the third, fourth pick in the 30. Now we don't know if the Titans are going to release him or not. That's a whole nother thing with it. We don't even know if he's going to be released. We really want him to be released. We want him to get cut, released, whatever. We don't want him to get traded because he gets traded. The Eagles have to trade for him. God knows what they're going to ask for. He's 29 years. Byard's 29 years old. I'd be shocked if that trade even went down. You know what I mean? Frog said blitz 60% less than the league average, so 100% agreed. The pause could have been especially great if Gannon blitzed more often. I'm telling you, dude. Telling you. Sally says, I think the hate for Wallace comes from when he said he'd be the next Brian Dawkins in Philly. They definitely, well, he set himself up for disaster saying a lot of certain things that he did. But he talks a lot, dude, and I don't like guys that talk and don't show it on the field, and he's just one of those guys. Last year, he made some plays. I ain't going to lie. He made some plays last year. But, it is what it is, man. I don't think he has a future at safety. He's an okay special teamer, but that's as far as it really goes. George says, what's going on, Joe? I don't get why CJ thought the best way to prove he needs a big contract was to go to the Lions over the Eagles. Go to the team you have chemistry with. Regardless, we must move on. Yeah, I thought he would have been better coming back here. Obviously, we already kind of thought all the tweeting and deleting, and he literally the night before this happened, he unarchived all his Eagles stuff. And then, this is going to happen, but just what the hell, dude? It's crazy. The Eagles gang says Howie has changed. He will trade for Buda Baker or a Byard. Interesting. Let's check out the Buda Baker contract. Check out the contract. Why not? Why not, right? No, I want an actual, Buda Baker's contract. Okay, so 2020. So he's on contract for what? 2 more years or no? Yeah, one more year. One more year. So he's got 1 more year left on his deal. But this year and technically this year and next year. 23, 16. His cap number is 16.8. He's making $13 million this year. So, but next year he's making he's making an extra $1 million, and his cap number went up an extra $1 million. So he's making an extra $1 million, and his cap number goes up an extra $1 million. So that it really depends if they can stretch that cap, that debt, that it depends on how much they probably would have to pay a few $1 million out of that base salary, and stretch out that dead cap, that cap hit for the couple of years. Carlos says Eagles will take Carter and take a safety at 30, and they don't need to trade up for Branch. Oh, they might not. I think I had Branch going like middle to late teens anyway, of the draft, so they might have to move up for him, maybe. Brian Branch, Jalen Carter are the picks. Roland says Howie has so much ammo to trade after this year's draft, kind of how he got CJ in August. Now Howie knows he has 12 picks to trade for a player. Yeah, dude, but so he can use. So now Howie has these extra picks next year, these comp picks. I don't think you could trade the comp picks, but you could trade the actual picks for next year. So Howie can maneuver that draft next year a little bit. I'm not saying take a lot of picks, but he can use some of those picks next year. So you're 100% right, Roland, and that he can actually do that, which is pretty cool. So I wouldn't mind that at all. Well, we got 350 in the chat right now. We're already 27 minutes into the stream. I do appreciate everybody being so supportive of these free agency streams every single day. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys haven't. Tried to get to 100 likes or more than that in this stream. If you guys haven't checked the memberships in the pinned comment for more draft videos and all that great stuff, definitely check that out. If you guys haven't checked out the new Discord at all, I just actually did a voice chat with a bunch of people last night on Discord to talk about the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson move and what the Eagles are going to do. We're one member away from 300 members in the Discord, and it's very active in there, so you guys will be real busy in there instead of just liking videos and doing all that great stuff. There is the link for the Discord. Definitely check it out if you guys have not. So appreciate everybody been supporting the videos and obviously being hanging out with me all week in these streams. It's been a lot of fun. We've been going out of our minds, but it's been fun. Let's see here. We got super chat from Nando Jr. What's going on, bro? Says put Avonte Maddox at safety. He played that position before and it's played well. Go Birds. A lot of people are saying that, dude. I just don't think they're going to do it. As much as we can, I hear you guys. I hear you. I just don't think they're going to do that. As much as I wouldn't mind it, I just don't think they're going to do it. And I don't think Greedy's an inside. I don't think Greedy's an inside corner anyway. Greedy's strictly an outside cornerback. I think he'd get cooked on the inside if you're going to ask me right now. I think that's what would happen. It's gonna be kind of crazy, man. It's gonna be kind of crazy, but it's a good idea, though. I mean, I remember. I think because McLeod was injured, that was his rookie year, right? Because I think he only played safety because McLeod was injured. I think that was the only reason why that even happened. You know what I mean? Yo, what's going on, dude? It says soon Gonzo Porter pick, 14-16 pick, but extra picks package that to move up mid to the early 20s. Get Bijan. I wouldn't mind it, bro. I wouldn't mind it. Maurice says Zach is gone now. OBJ, so he can make the Cowboy. Reeler says Joey, what picks did we give up for CJ? One season. How he cut his losses, I guess. Well, we didn't give up anything. There's nothing to give up. He was a free agent. Free Discord link in the description doesn't work. No. I just put it in the live chat. You're good. I just put it in the live chat. That link in the live chat works. I'll put it there again so you guys can join. Make sure you pick your team in the pick your team hashtag as well. We got a super chat from Carlos Rosado. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, if we draft Witherspoon, do you see him at slot? So, yeah. I mean, but are you going to redshirt? Are you really going to redshirt a corner? That's what kind of sucks about it. I think Chauncey, to be honest, guys, I think Chauncey was supposed to sign. I think Bradbury wasn't supposed to be here. I honestly think Bradbury was going to walk. I think Bradbury was going to get more money somewhere else. They weren't going to be able to sign Chauncey and rework Slay's deal and sign Bradbury. I think it was either one or the other. So I think Bradbury and Fletcher Cox, those two contracts, they were able to maneuver and get those done, okay, because Chauncey didn't re-sign here. So that's what I think. I think that's being speculated right now is the Eagles were able to make one of three moves or one of two, and that was Johnson. If Chauncey Gardner-Johnson did sign, I don't think Bradbury would have been here. So it's interesting. I think it's true though. You know what I mean? Ron Yancey, what's going on, dude? Says keep with the original plan, man. Take the best DT available at 10, trade up to 31, grab the best back, take Battle in the second, and sign Byard. We'll be good. That's not a bad that's really not a bad way to go right there. I like that move. I like that. Shows what is up with these Eagle fans wanting players to come play out of position? Yeah, I don't know. I every time a lot of Eagles fans have always wanted Max to switch positions, and I respect it. Like I get it, but to me, it just makes no sense right now. It doesn't. Like, why are you gonna take a guy completely out of position? Like, yeah, he hasn't played that position since his rookie year, but it's like then you got to find a nickel. So who's playing nickel? You're creating. You're covering one hole, pause, to create another hole, pause. You know what I mean? Like, you're creating another hole. Eagles Gang says, Joey, I did not expect Howie to be active early in free agency. Going into the second wave free agency, things are about to get crazy. Yeah, we'll see, dude. Look, I looked at a lot of defensive linemen, like Quentin Jefferson still out there, Calais Campbell still out there. Even there's a few guys still out there right now. There are a few good linemen that they could sign for cheap, especially Sean Desai knows Quentin Jefferson and obviously knows Quentin Jefferson. What's it called? Had 5.5 sacks last year. He's only 29 years old, but you know what I mean? Like they can add some cheap 1-year type deals we need more of a defensive line rotation badly. We still need at least another guy before they draft one. They at least need to get another defensive tackle, maybe even two. Who knows? Defensive end's not bad right now. But I would rather sign Leonard Floyd to a 1-year deal or something like that. He had a pretty good year last year, and he's still a free agent right now. I would get rid of Barnett, and at least you want to keep Barnett and then get Leonard Floyd. I wouldn't mind that either. You know what I mean? Jay says read as much more of a strong safety. It would be nice to have a strictly free safety type back there with him. Oh no, 100%, dude. I think. Look, we had a really nice sample size. I think we had a really nice sample size from a really good sample size from Reed Blankenship. It's just I need to give him more competition for training camp and OTAs and joint practice and all that stuff. So I want to see him more in competition this year. David says you draft Carter and either a guy making 10 million sitting on the bench or a first round pick is sitting on the bench, all while you still need so many other things. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Andrew B says, I want Amos and Branch. Imagine that, Joey. I wouldn't mind Amos, but he can't be the main guy at safety this year. If you're willing to get Amos here and he's going to be cheap, I'm not willing to just make him like the best player at your position at safety. And he's a nice he'd be a nice role playing counterpiece for us, but it's not enough. You know what I mean? It's definitely not enough. Project Baby 24 says Johnson seems like the 7 version of Juju. All the social media. Yeah, I get it, dude. Like he was tweeting, he was deleting. Like it was just getting really annoying all week. I'm honestly glad it's over, so I don't got to make another video on like what he's doing and what's happening. And it's just getting to a point now where I'm just tired of it, man. Like I'm just sick and tired of it. Like who wants to deal with that every single day? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just getting kind of crazy. George, bro, what's going on, dude? So I don't see Eagles drafting no corner in round 1, 2, or 3. I think they go DT 10, safety at 30. Second round, I got them going best available tackle. Go get Byard to pair with the rookie and get Bobby Wagner. That's another good one that you could do. It's another good one that you can really do. So I wouldn't mind that. Getting the trench guy at 10, getting a safety at 30, which isn't, Brian Branch maybe available. Who knows? Do you take a chance on Jordan Battle, or do you move back from 30 into the early second round to draft him? Who knows? But I think, and then you go, train for Byard wouldn't be bad either. But I don't think you're going to trade for Byard and draft. I mean, you could, you honestly could, and Reed would have some major competition, which is a good thing as well. So we'll see. Maurice said, "Who do you think the Eagles should get wide receivers when Zach is gone?" I don't know. Like, I don't think the Eagles are going in the draft and getting a receiver high. I don't see it happening. DJ Chark is still available in free agency. He wouldn't be a bad guy in the slot for the Eagles. They could. I don't know who else is who else is a free agent wide receiver this year. I don't think there's many of them, but it's obviously not anybody that's crazy. But Marvin Mims from Oklahoma, it's another guy I would probably draft, like maybe mid third, fourth round pick, but the Eagles don't have those picks, so I don't know what they're going to do there. So Ohana says go out and sign Miles Jack. So Miles Jack is still a free agent. He hasn't signed yet. I don't know what's going on with Miles Jack. Does he have injury history? I haven't really followed him since he was drafted too much, so I honestly don't even know what's been going on. Well, so Chauncey had his press conference with the Lions today. He said Chauncey Gardner-Johnson says he had to do what's best for his family in taking a 1-year deal in Detroit. He says what's in the past is in the past with the Eagles, and what happened during negotiate. Yeah, so he knows negotiations went bad. He knows, bro. He knows negotiations went bad. He says whatever happened with the negotiations happened. You know what I mean? So all the reports came out. He knows he messed up. He overvalued himself. He misjudged the market. He put too much of the power into that agent that did not even help him. His agent totally screwed him. Bro. Totally screwed him. It says it right here. If this guy is saying what happened during negotiations happened, like he knows like some things went wrong. Some things went wrong behind the scenes. You know it, dude. You know it. Another signing I would have wanted that badly just to have him in the building was Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark signed with the Jets for Chuck Clark. What was it, a trade? I think it was a trade for like a 6th-round pick or something. Chuck Clark could play multiple positions. It's just crazy, bro. Chauncey, man. Chauncey, bro. I'm telling you. Ryan says, why do we need 4 defensive tackles on a roster? It makes no sense. Well, you need 4. I mean, why not? You need somewhat of a rotation. If you only have 3, you don't have a rotation. You don't have enough guys. There's not enough guys at defensive tackle right now. I mean, technically you have 4. You have Davis, you have Cox, you have Milt Williams, and you have Tula Tula Tala. Okay, you have all 4 of those guys, but that's you need a little bit more than that. It's not enough. It's not a good first, second rotation. First is okay, but Cox isn't your starting defensive tackle next to Jordan Davis. Definitely not. The guy can't play over 70% of the snaps. He can't play 70% of the snaps. He can't. He needs more of a rotation. Fletch is good. He's not what he used to be, but he's still good. But that was the issue with Cox last year. He got a lot better when he had more of a rotation. You know what I mean? Which the Lions has Goff, shows he don't care about winning. Yeah, so he had his press conference. He knows negotiations went to shit. He knows negotiations went to shit. So that's just what it is, man. That's what it is. Jaden says we trade up, get Carter. We'll take care of this D line, and the interceptions will come. Yo, food for foe. What's going on, dude? Lucas says Yannick Ngakoue could be a good option. Yeah, Yannick Ngakoue is another one. He's another guy that's still available. Dan said, hope Philly plays lines in playoffs also. Can't wait. It's our turn. You had your shot. Prague says he had it easy last year. Get picks due to great play from corners. Give me a corner with speed and hit. Will be just fine. Well, he had a couple picks from linebackers, especially TJ Edwards, Bradbury's pick, the pick 6 against the Lions. That was due to TJ Edwards. The Cowboys pick in the game, that was due to the first Cowboys game. That was due to TJ Edwards had a lot. I think that was Kaiser White. The Lions game. A lot of them were deflected. A lot of those were deflected by linebackers. Edwards and Kaiser White did a good job on those plays. It caused some of those picks. So totally get it. Reb said, to be honest, I'll take Anderson because behind Sweat is offside Barnett and need better depth. There's just in case anyone goes down. Oh, I mean, you got Sweat, you got Reddick, you got Graham, you got Sweat, Reddick, and then you got Graham, you got Barnett. You need another defensive end. That's definitely true. I still think you need another defensive end. At least another body you need. Ron says, can Witherspoon play safety? The biggest thing we'll miss with Chauncey is his energy and physicality. Witherspoon could cover that. Why would you put Witherspoon at safety? Why? Why would you, dude? You can't do that. You can't sign Witherspoon. Come on now. You can't sign Witherspoon at coming out of college, you played cornerback. You can't just change his position like that. Can't do that. Dank says Brett Coleman said he can see him as a safety. David says CJ went from my favorite in defense to get the fuck out of here real quick. George says they didn't lose everyone. Donnell Norris says we constantly focus on the trenches, but where did we beat in the Super Bowl? Our line can be beefed up, cheap in free agency and undrafted free agents, but we need defense ASAP, and it showed all last year. Yeah, I totally agree, but obviously it depends on Sean Desai and what he does with this defense. I have a good feeling about Sean Desai. I'm not going to get my hopes up about it, but I'm willing to give him a chance. He had less talent and still was top 5 in sacks in 21 as a defensive coordinator for the Bears. So there's good things to take out of it. Mecole Hardman's another one. Yeah, Mecole Hardman's another one that's still, I'm surprised no one signed him yet. Sorry, my allergies are kind of going crazy. They've been like that the past couple days. Ryan says, Ohana, he's small. No, but I'm good. He's expecting to go to the 4th round. Who that, dude? What's going on, dude? Why the hell fans keep saying let's get the cornerback and convert to safety, bro? Just get a real damn safety. Thank you. I don't get it. I don't get why people are trying to. I think people are just trying to do the cheaper option, which is just change somebody's position, because Maddox did play safety his rookie year, but I think he only played safety because somebody was hurt. I think because Rodney McLeod was hurt that year. That's the only reason why they did it. You know what I mean? Jay says Detroit has some beautiful parts. It's called Toronto. Kevin says, what you think about Clowney? I mean, Clowney would be all right, but he ain't getting no hefty 1-year deal. Not from us. You know what I mean? I don't think he's getting no hefty deal from us. You know what I'm saying? It's time to fire your agent, CJ. Clowney. I agree with that. 222. Let's see. CJ Eagles gang CJ agent screwed him over. He needs to get fired. Ishmael says, "What the fuck? CJ now go to get someone or the Green Goblin, dude. I'm not. See, that's the whole thing, dude. I'm not trying to bandage up that position now. Howie has a plan behind it. Howie has a plan. Okay, this happened early in free agency. Like the Eagles knew they weren't signing him. This was probably the first, second day because the Eagles couldn't wait. Can't sit there and wait for a player when you have to make other moves. You know what I mean? He wants to go to Detroit. That's his. He knows negotiations failed. So Chauncey said there's no bad blood between him and the Eagles at all. Like it wasn't. It was just him and what he wanted what's best for his family. And whatever happened in negotiations happened in negotiations. He won't even say, he won't even say anything about it, man. It's what it is, bro. Paul says, I'm still not mad at him. He just got screwed over. Will says, think I need some gummies after having CJ went to the Lions. We'll be okay, guys. Like, at the end of the day, it's not like how he lost him. It's on CJ. That's just what it is. It's on CJ at the end of the day. So, Clark was a huge deal for the Jets, bro. They gave up, a 6th-round pick for him. Can play multiple positions. I mean, that was a good trade. Eagles could have did that trade. Dank says we should have known when they didn't restructure Lane's contract. Yeah, I'm surprised they still haven't done that, though. That's what I'm saying. We'll be all right, guys. We'll be all right. I have to go down the chat a little bit because I am really behind on this chat. Jack says, what's your honest opinion on who's winning the NFC East? The Cowboys are looking good, and the Eagles have the toughest schedule in the league. It's going to be tough. And look, the Cowboys are going to have a good defense this year. It really just depends on their offense, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, as much as, defense can win games, but that quarterback over there in Dallas, man, is going to got to see what they could do, man. To see what they could do. You know what I mean? I think Dallas and the Eagles are going to be neck and neck. It's too early. Like, obviously, we're the laughing stock. Every time the Eagles lose a player, it's the laughing stock. We didn't lose CJ. CJ lost himself. You know what I mean? CJ made a bad decision. Simple as that. And let his agent take care of the rest. It's a very early process right now. You know what I mean? So it says Kavon Wallace season Joey. I don't understand the hate for you don't understand the hate for Kavon Wallace. He's not good enough, man. He's not good enough. He's good for special teams, he's good for a few things, but it's not it, man. CJ agent and the Eagles probably have bad blood. You're probably right. Ron says we aren't going to make a trade for Byard and then draft a safety. If we want both Branch or Battle, we need to wait for Byard's release. Saving draft capital is a must if you want to see 2 safeties out of this. Yeah, exactly. We can't trade for Byard. There's no way the Eagles are going to trade for him. If they cut him, yeah, I think there's a big chance they can get him. But if because they get $14 million for a trade. If they release him, they get 6. So if they want draft capital, they're going to have to trade him. The Eagles don't have 4th, 5th, 6th round picks. They have picks for next year now. The Eagles can now start to, if they want to use some picks for next year, they could. But I'm not putting too much on it, though. We got a super chat from Jackson McMullen. What's going on? It says, what's your honest opinion on who's winning NFC East? The Cowboys are looking. Did I already answer this? I did answer this. But yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to have a good defense this year. Their offense is really just the main question with Dak Prescott and how many times they're going to make excuses for him every single year. Like Brandon Cooks is a really good signing. I don't think it's a dangerous signing. Like, I think he's all right. Like, Cooks could still play, he's getting up there in age, but he could still play. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to come down to Mike McCarthy's play calling. It's going to come down to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's throwing the football, man. It's up to him at the end of the day. Who's going to be the other running back? Zeke's not there. Pollard's coming off a broken leg. I mean, they retained a lot of players. They restructured a lot of contracts. So they're going to have some big cap hits later on. So if Dak don't get to a Super Bowl this year, then I don't know. Then I'm not sure. Jason says Philly 500 could play nose tackle. Rob says, what if the Eagles trade 10th, 31st, 61st, and 2020 for the third overall for Budda Baker and draft Will Anderson? That's a lot, dude. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of picks, dude. I don't think that's going to happen, but Johan says, man, CJ was stressing me out the past few days. Couldn't imagine being a Ravens fan with Lamar. Yeah, that's probably bad. That's probably really bad, to be honest. Appreciate you, GG, for putting out the Discord. You haven't checked out that Discord, check it out. Check it out. Thank you so much, GG Meta. Remo says, gotta trust Howie at this point. 2 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years. Definitely no laughing stock. Yeah, I get it. But he said, to be honest, it's just a 1-year deal. Philly can consider signing him back after the season. It's a long-term deal. He's still young and has no bad blow at Philly. It was all on his agents. Yeah. They can always go after Chauncey Gardner-Johnson next year, but by that time, it's probably going to be too late. By that time, the Eagles will probably be set at that position. So, Ryan says Keanu Neal's too old. What is what the all 30-year-olds say? Yeah, I mean, I'm not into it. Look, if they literally, I would only sign a 30-year-old. I would only sign a 30-year-old safety if like they literally cannot make any more moves. Like if it was last resort, then yeah, you have to fill the spot. Then that's fine. But we're only at a week. We're only a week over the tampering period right now. We're into the second wave of free agency now, so this should be really interesting. You know what I mean? Jay said, we've already done the Green Goblin experiment. I'd rather use number 30 for best safety available. They could. Hurts for safety. He also said, my best safety is Savage coming off his rookie deal. Dude's legit. Tweet said, we won by keeping Bradbury safety. Safety isn't as important, easier to plug that hole. I mean, it kind of is. Like, I think Howie wanted to build and say, you know what, if we're not going to get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I'm not going to go after another safety right now. I think I want to get the 2 cornerbacks set. I think that's definitely more important. I don't doubt it. It's definitely more important to have your safety, your corner position set for the next 2 to 3 years, which is a good thing, you know. So it's not a bad combination. Richard Rupu says, Joey, we can't trade compensatory picks. No. I'm talking about the picks for next year that are already there. So if you already know you're going to have a couple 3rd rounders, or if you know you're going to have a couple 5th rounders, trade the actual 5th round pick, not the comp pick, the actual pick that's there. If you already know you're getting those compensatory picks for next year, that's what I'm talking about. So Howie can actually use a couple of those picks if he really wants. Yeah, Pascal. Zach Pascal signed with the Cardinals. So Gannon got him signed to a 2-year deal. Don't know how much money it is. You know what I mean? So should be interesting. Let's see here. See if there's anything else going on here. So Adam Thielen signs a 3-year deal. Damn, he signed a 3-year deal with the Panthers. Wow. Interesting. That 3-year deal can't be all fully. He's got to have like a voided contract where they can back out of it after a year or 2 or something. There's no way like they're going to get stuck with him for 3 years if he doesn't pan out over there. Maybe. Nah, can't be it. Can't be it. And we said the biggest lie coming from Eagles fans right now is Reed Blankenship is bad. All he did was make plays while on the field and brought the hard-hitting nature back today from Eagles safety. The biggest lie coming from Eagles fans right now is Reed Blankenship is bad. Well, the biggest lie is that he's bad. I mean, no, I don't know who says he's bad. Like I've never said he was bad. Like I thought he gave us a really good sample size last year, but I think he still needs like another offseason. I mean, for an undrafted rookie, you know what I mean? I can't complain about what he put out there on the field, but give it another offseason, give it some more time with him and see what happens. You know what I mean? Again, also Jordan Davis, Milt Williams, Marlon Tapalutu, and Fletcher Cox, pause, isn't enough. Need at least 2 more. Yeah, they need 2 more guys. They need 2 more. They need 2 more guys at DT. It's not enough. It's not enough right now. They need 1 more at defensive end, 2 more at DT, and I think we'll be good to go. They need an outside linebacker, and they need obviously a safety right now. So it's really not, look, when you really think about it, it's really not that much. I'm not worried about wide receiver 3 or running back as much right now. It's just a luxury to add firepower, have a running back in the building for 5 years. Like outside linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle, 2 more bodies at defensive. It should be. It's really not as bad as everyone thinks it looks right now. It's really not. It's really not that bad at all. So I get it, dude. I totally get it. Chris Scott, what's going on? So now we need to draft a safety in the second round. Sidney Brown, we still have to sign a safety though. Amos maybe. Yeah, probably. 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 Um let's see here. Ryan Hunter says, I don't want to bandage like Keanu. He's going to be gone in 1 year, and we are back in the same situation next year. Just draft Branch, secure the safety position for 5+ years. I get it, dude. I get it. CJ Agent got the bag. If that's what you want to call it, if that's what you want to really call it at this point, you know what I mean? He uses Cry Boys are all hyped up every damn season, end up choking. Yeah, it's already hyped up, dude. Every year, it's the same thing. I get it. Cal says Reed is a misfire for sure. Would like to see him in more coverage, but not questioning his downhill game. Yeah, I'm not questioning. Yeah, his coverage is definitely in question, but his when he takes angles on tackles, his tackling is just A+ in my opinion. I think he's great. Plays with. I like that hard hitting factor he brings into his game. That aggressive tackling he brings into his game. I love that in safeties, and I think he's got that. I think he's totally got that. Well, it's his first time CJ was in the open market. He got greedy. That's what happens. He'll know for next season. He better change his damn agent. That's all I got to say. Yeah, I totally agree. GG. Increase the help with pass rush to help the back end. They have to. They have to add one defensive end. They have to add at least 2 defensive tackles right now. I mean, that's what they have to add. I think there's a lot still available in free agency right now. A lot still there. So thanks to his agency got the bag, the douchebag. Brandon John says apparently Chauncey Gardner-Johnson off-field character was a concern to teams, which makes sense if the best deal he got outside of the Eagles was Detroit deal. Yeah, dude, I'm not into Anthony Harris, dude. I was really excited when Anthony Harris first got here because he was franchise tagged for like $11 million. He led the league in picks like a year or two before that, before he signed here, but he just didn't work out. I was actually really excited for him, but he's, the Eagles, if you guys remember during like the playoffs and stuff, they actually brought him up to the active roster so he can get paid. They actually paid him, which is kind of nuts. Darling says Dallas Cowboys no great players when they see him there. One of the best teams. Michael said I just watched some film on Brian Branch. He's a good tackler, but he reacts late and plays sometimes. He's the best safety in this draft, bro. Best safety in this draft. Remo says it should be BBA, not only on defense this year. I don't want to see an offensive player drafted before the 6th round. Yeah, you want to load up. You want to load up on defensive players this whole entire draft. Browns released a safety today. Who'd they release? You're talking about John Johnson? You're not talking about John Johnson. I think he's already been released. I think he's already been released at all. Track says Taylor Rapp is a good option. That safety so well, in my opinion. Think he's only asking for $2.5 million. Is only 25. Forget Branch. 4.58 speed is a no. Chris says I don't want Wagner. I'm tired of these old guys. Donald says I think the saddest part about this AI in this trench talk is what we need in the back. Haven't had it since Thurman and Jenkins. After that, we've been dookie. Same with corner. Asante and Lito have been it. Yeah, I get it. Kate says last year Hurts had the best roster he will most likely ever had. Well, I mean, the offense is still intact right now. There's nothing wrong with this offense. You lose Miles Sanders. That's no big deal. Isaac Samalo's gone. You move Cam Jurgens to the right guard spot. There's really not much of a change offensively. I mean, just going into the 24 season, you're not going to have as many free agents next year. When you really think about it, you're not going to have as many free agents next year. Let's see. She says 4.8 feet is fine. Watch bro is tape. Not all about speed. The guy's a smart. Great. Yeah, I think when it comes, it's smart. Gets his hands on the football. Branch is good, man. It's not like I said. Yeah, it's not all about the speed. Like you can't take 40s into. He's not the slowest safety I've seen, but it's not about that. You know what I mean? Johnson could be. Yo, what's going on, Joe? We've got Philly the podcast ability to say everything happens for a reason. Howie works in mysterious ways. I'm glad he switched focus quick and saved who he did. Let me know, Joe. You got any time to come on here, bro? Let me know if you got time. Appreciate you coming in, dude. I want a guest. I need somebody to help me with the situation. What should the Eagles do? Joe, if you're available, let me know. Let me know. Says, why does Davis say that Javon Hargrave is better than Jordan Davis? Because Davis was great before he got injured. And ever since that happened, now fans saying Hargrave was better. Oh, God. It's crazy. I help you through work. I keep forgetting you. I think this is your main job sometimes, bro. Yeah. I'll definitely be on tomorrow. I'm definitely streaming same time. I'm actually an hour late today. I was supposed to stream at 11, but I was up for the Chauncey Gardner news last night, and then I had to do some other videos last night. I was up until, I don't know, 3 a.m. probably. I was up for a while last night. So, yeah, definitely. I will 100% be on tomorrow regardless. So, I'll get you on here tomorrow. We'll talk. Appreciate you, Joe. If you guys haven't subscribed to Joe Castro, he can put his link in the description if he wants. Joe Castro, Philly the podcast. He does the intro for the Philly Shakedown. If you guys didn't know, definitely subscribe to him if you guys haven't. So, appreciate it so much, guys. Deserves all the success in the world. Kate says Hargrave is better than Jordan Davis. You don't even know what Jordan Davis is yet. Well, Hargrave and Davis are two different players. Hargrave is a better pass rusher than Davis. Okay, Hargrave is horrible against the run. He's a below average run stuffer. That's what he is. So, two players totally different. Totally different. Dude, I wish you all the success, bro. All the success in the world, dude. I really hope it's to become your full-time thing, man. You definitely deserve it, bro. Definitely deserve it. For me, bro, I would never. I'm not into having. I'm not into being on a radio show, or I'm not into any of that. But dude, you know what I mean. I respect people that do it because it's tough, man. It's tough work. But dude, I wish you the best success with it all. I do. Yeah, Twiz. Shout out to Joe Castro in the chat, bro. Well, do you think we can get Wagner and Mills? I'm not into getting Mills as a starter. Simple as that. Wagner, I don't mind him as a counterpiece to Kobe Dean. I don't mind it, you know. Yeah, probably. Adrian Amos. I mean, I don't know what else. Keanu Neal, Adrian Amos. Sucks, man. Miles says, see what people have to understand is great secondary makes every defensive back better when every player knows their job. He says, damn, bro, Joey needs some rest. Yeah, I will. I'm good. I'm good. I slept an extra hour today, so I'm fine. Counts the Wagner leadership development knowledge for Kobe would be great. Wouldn't mind signing vet safeties. Amos are training for one of the potentially drafting either way if it's Howie vision. Yeah, of course I would love Kevin Byard or something like that, but they would really have to release him, and his cap number is pretty big too. So he's making $13.3 million. He's making a little over $13 million the next 2 years. So they would have to. He doesn't want to take a pay cut, but we'll see. Hargrave, very good player for us. D tackles need to stop the run and create space for a pass rush. Well, now you got Nakobe Dean that's going to plug up those gaps now. You know what I mean? So I feel like if there's an open gap, Nakobe Dean is very good, very smart, very good tackler. We'll see. Banks said Howie will probably get somebody we don't expect. Beastguard 24 says, should the Eagles go on all D in this draft, or should we trade a pick for a proven player? There might be something up Howie's sleeve, or trying to get maybe. They might find something to maybe do. I'm not saying there's going to be another there's going to be another big trade like they did last year. But I think there'll be a nice, they might move up in this draft a little bit. They might get a little aggressive. I don't think they trade for a player during the draft. I doubt it. We'll see. But I feel like they're going to see what they have and see what options are out there. Obviously, there's a plan B behind this. Howie Roseman, this thing with Chauncey probably ended after the first or second day of the legal tampering period. Like Howie was like, okay, we're done. We're done with negotiations. I can't wait. I can't wait. He waited. I mean, Chauncey waited almost like 6 days till he was signed. It's just really bad on his part, just really bad. Luther Franklin with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, I'll hop on with you. What's going on, Luther? Yeah, we're probably gonna have an open. Stream soon, like really soon. It's the off season, so we'll probably have an. Sorry, my allergies are a mess today, so I apologize. My nose gets all like weird, and I have to like rub my nose, and it's weird. Yeah, dude, we're gonna have an open stream sooner or later. So I do appreciate you coming in, man, very much. But we'll have something. We'll announce something. We'll have a big stream going with a bunch of people that can come on and speak their mind about what's going on with this off season so far for the Eagles. But I appreciate the super chat very much, man. Tribe said Lions can get every all pro player in the league. Doesn't matter as long as Jared Goff is the QB. Let's see here. Darling says you lost players to last 3 decent players are on defense. Let's see here. Mr. Rudy Poo, the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, look like Jim Trotter said that Howie didn't want to match the 1-year deal. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's social media antics definitely pushed him off the team. Wow. Interesting. Kavon's season. I don't know about the last part, but could that be the real reason? So Howie didn't want to match a 1. Yeah, but that was too late, though. He offered that contract, and that was it. And I don't think he was coming back with a 1-year deal. I think that's what not Howie. Howie didn't want that. And maybe his social media antics pushed up. Maybe a lot of teams don't like that shit when players tweet stuff out, delete stuff, and he did that a lot. I mean, AJ Brown does that a lot, and I think CJ probably passed him in that because a lot of teams don't like that tweeting and using social media to get attention like that, deleting stuff. And I think that's what happens, man. It sucks. Got super chat for Yo Long Way. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. He says, let our young safeties play and see what they got. That's definitely true, man. Definitely true. I think they got to, man. Well, honestly, would you rather have Cansey or Branch? It's a tough one. I mean, when you have a hole right now at safety, it's tough it's really tough. I think they can get both of these guys. I think they can honestly get both of them. I don't think it's one or the other. I think they can actually get both. If it's Cansey, I think they can get both of these people. I wouldn't draft Cansey at 10. I would move back 10 a few spots and maybe get Branch, but I think Cansey would be available with our second first-round pick. You know what I mean? I think he would be available. You know what I mean? So I think they'd be fine. Hold on 1 second. Making sure we're good here. Make sure his chat is all right now. We're good. Dennis Hyde says, just watch John Johnson presser. You said Aaron Glenn is the father figure to him. Who's Aaron Glenn? I have no idea who that is. Unless I've been living under a rock. I have no idea. Ohan says, what do you think of Taylor Rapp and John Johnson? Taylor Rapp's good. I don't mind Taylor Rapp, but John Johnson, I guess I'm surprised John Johnson didn't get signed yet because there was a few teams that went after him, and I guess not signed yet. Surprisingly, the Eagles were linked to John Johnson a couple weeks ago, of getting a safety in here. Criden says, Joey, you're in New York. I live in Bergen County, North Jersey, right next to the George Washington Bridge. My family lives near Lego and Land. What is that like near? Is that like near Middletown? Was that like kind of close to Middletown? What it sounds like. I could be wrong, but Chris Grams has definitely hurts the secondary down the middle. Some music says, I do understand about social media. These dudes keep using Twitter and open their mouths too much. I totally get it. I'll take myself over Wallace any day. Monta, somebody said Josh Jobe at safety. Well, I think they actually cross-trained him last year. Last offseason, they cross-trained him. They cross-trained Josh Jobe at safety last year, but I don't think anything really came out of it. So I guess maybe that's why somebody said that. Cansey will not make it to the second round. No, he definitely won't. He'll be drafted first round. John says, Joey, Howie needs to get a defensive end, period, because Barnett can't stay healthy, so they could go after Miles Murphy from Clemson. Yeah, Miles Murphy would be a good one as well. We'll see. They need another defensive end. They need 2 defensive tackles as of right now. That was Aaron Glenn, former Jets cornerback, now coach. Oh, I had no idea. So, no idea. No idea at all. Go Uno said, what up, Joey? I do think our running backs will be used in the passing game more this year now that Miles is gone. We need more hats when pressure is coming. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it, dude. I feel like they underutilized Miles Sanders. I know he had a fumbling issue a while back. I know he had a drop issue as well. They need that back, man. They need that back that can do everything. Go get him. For 5 more years, you don't have to worry about that position. Go get it done. Niles to get branch 10, Gibbs 30, then a DTLB in the second, tackle guard, defensive tackle corner in the third. Yo, Ryan, what's going on, dude? What's going on, man? I hope you're having a good day. Let's see here. Who that dude says, Joey, Aaron Glenn is Lions DC. He was also Charles Gardner DB coach in New Orleans, Dan Campbell as well. So definitely has ties in Detroit. Unfortunately, that probably was the reason why, too, if that's the case. So I thought I might have got his name mixed up with somebody else. I thought he was like defensive coordinator for the Bills, or that took a year off. Or something like that. I might have got confused with his name. Dave says, I know it's only a 1-year deal, but if Penny can stay healthy, dude will be a monster. Yeah, and I don't think the Eagles are comfortable with Penny, Gainwell, and Boston Scott. I don't think they're comfortable with it. I feel like they want to add another body. And it doesn't matter if Boston Scott's here because he could strictly do special teams. And then if somebody gets hurt, Boston Scott could do double duty if you really need him to. You know what I mean? Constance, Hassan Reddick took less to come home. Byard is from Philly, and he could do the same. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell. David says, 3-4 uses 4th linebacker as a rusher and other 3 in coverage, run protection. We currently have Dean and Bradley. We need a 3rd linebacker and upgrade over Bradley. Yeah, because I think Bradley is just a special teamer. I love Bradley's, I love his attitude. I love his pushback mentality. I love it. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. Let's see. So Ron said Bobby Wagner's still available. Yeah, he's still available right now. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do here at some of these other moves. What they do. God, that pissed me off last night. That really pissed me off last night. Like, no joke. Saj says, I'm a Philly fan, Texas Cowboys fan, saying they've been dreaming about OBJ. Well, they didn't get him, so. And they're trying to downplay that, they're trying to really downplay, that, oh, man, Cooks is great. Cooks is going to replace Amari Cooper. I'm like, relax, bro. Relax. Chris Scott says, remember, guys, Brandon Graham could play a TT as well. We only need 1 more DT, maybe 2. I think they still need 2. Yeah, they can always move Graham to the inside because I think it's a mismatch on teams. But, yo, Greg, what's going on, dude? Travis Gavon is on his last year. Why not give him play time to prove his religion? Just not resign, not just religion. Resign, not just to let him go to a waste a hole of hating on him, but he is NFL for a reason. Dude, it's not. It's not. He's just in the off season. He's not showing during training camp, OTH joint practices. I don't think the Eagles are comfortable playing him at safety. His coverage isn't good. His coverage is horrible. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not into it, man. Just not into it. I mean, look, I respect everybody's opinion on Kavon Wallace. I'm just not into him, really. Just not into it. Beast Guard says, I mentioned defense before. How about the Eagles go all offense in the first? Can a stack of offense make up for a mediocre defense? What do you think? Well, yeah, it's an offensive league, bro. That's why I've been saying go get a running back in the first round, because why not? If you want to put 35 plus points on the board every single game with a tough schedule on top of it, if you screw even not getting Bijan Robinson, you get you got Jahmyr Gibbs sitting there. I would grab him. You can line him up as a receiver. You can line him up wherever you want. At the tandem with Jalen Hurts and Gibbs would be fantastic. Like I said, I don't think are the Eagles really that comfortable in saying that Rashad Penny's going to stay healthy? Because if Rashad Penny goes down, you're down to Gainwell and Scott. It's not enough. I feel like there's something there. I feel like they want to do more at that position. You know what I mean? Samuel Dowling says, why is everyone so caught up on defense? Name the cornerback safeties for the Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl with rookie and no name. It's coaching, man. They have better coaches. Simple as that. It's you know what I mean? Like, I understand they had 2 rookie cornerbacks. I get it. You know what I mean? But the Eagles kind of have to do that, though. You know what I mean? Even with right now, like, if your defense is not as stout, what complements an average this defense just needs to be average. Your offense, as long as that defense stays average, and obviously if they play better than that, great. They stay average. Your offense could complement your offense to put more points on the board. Like, the defense just has to try to make some stops. They could do that, and Sean Desai is creative. You don't need to have a loaded roster like you did last year. We were spoiled last year with that roster, and Gannon screwed it all up with his 9.5% blitz rate, and not making adjustments. If you had a better defensive coordinator in there that was more creative, imagine Jim Schwartz with that defense. At least, like, how creative he was. At least he was creative in getting pressure. You know what I mean? So, that's where I kind of go with all this, man. Like, I'm not trying to, this defense can't get to what it was last year. It's not going to be that way when it comes to how it looks on paper. But with a good defensive coordinator that's very creative, you got something. You know what I mean? Like, we can't force feed him as many good players as possible on this defense. And then, he's got to use what he can use. Like, Desai was pretty creative in 21 as a DC. He was still top 5 in sacks. He created pressure in some ways that year with less talent. So how do you complement less talent? You got to be more creative. Know what you're doing as a defensive coordinator. So I think that's what's going to happen, man. We got Frank 3420 says, okay, my list is 10 pick safety at cornerback, then 30 pick Gibbs. Let's go. Ready to go, bro. Dave says, why are you worrying about Cooks but losing Chauncey? Hurts. Let's talk about the Sheagles. Okay. Chris says, Joey, I'm so pissed at Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I can't even say his name anymore. He's gone now. He's the enemy now. He is. Cowboys should have kept Cooper and shipped Zeke. Yeah, and Cooper was dealing with injuries, and there was an issue with Cooper, too, with not trying hard in games and not giving 100% in games, too. There was a lot of issues with him. I mean, he was already injury-prone coming from the Raiders. You know what I mean? You got to do go get Taylor Rapp, safety, free agent from Rams. He's just 25. Yeah, dude, that'd be a good – I wouldn't mind it, depending what they want. Depending what they want for him. Ray says, by training camp, Howie will fill all the holes just like last year. I think we'll be fine. Honestly, if we go sign a safety, do you think it would be a long-term deal? depending on who it is. I don't know how long-term it will be, but we'll see. I think that's what Howie wants. Howie wants to lock up a safety for a few years with Chauncey. He wanted to lock him up for 3 years, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. Obviously, he wanted a long-term. He wanted a guy here long-term. I got to worry about that position next year. Good, really good contract if he accepted it. Chris says, David, don't worry. Our defense will be better because our DC is much better than our old DC. How will make sure this defense is good? Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm going to give Sean Desai a chance, but there's some. I have a video coming out on Sean Desai in a couple hours with a lot of defensive free agents. So I have a video coming out today on Sean Desai, and I actually picked apart some information on the internet on some certain things that you're probably going to be really happy about with Sean Desai. So that video will be out. It's already scheduled to be out in a couple hours. So definitely check that out if you guys haven't. Definitely. I think it's going to be good. Darling says all offense could be just fine where they're going to do on defense. That's where you're losing your star players. Who are you? Why are you? Jay says, what up, Joey? They definitely going to grab a vet for the safety spot. Yeah, most likely. They could. I think Adrian Amos might be the guy. Might happen. It really kind of sucks, but let's see here. Ryan says we lost so many starters. Well, who's really complaining about this? Like, I'm not even the first day. I wasn't. I mean, really, the biggest hit the Eagles really took that I'm not making a big deal out of is Hargrave. Hargrave was really the biggest hit we took out of who left. I didn't mind Kaiser White and TJ Edwards leaving. I didn't mind Marcus Epps leaving. Like, I wasn't really making a big deal about it, to be honest. I'm fine with it. I mean, besides, like, was I upset that Hargrave left? Not really. Even him, I wasn't really upset because he got paid like 21 a year. I don't know. I just didn't really care too much, I get it. I just really didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? We got a super chat from Nitro Eagle. What's going on, dude? Says, I hope they draft Branch. Even a certified monster like Skinner in the third would be sick. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance they can get some of these guys. I don't know if they're going to hit the safety position in the draft. It'd be nice. We'll see what they do between now until the draft and who they sign. You know what I mean? Anything could happen at any moment. But, certain things could happen. We'll see. But I appreciate the super chat very much, Nitro. Thank you for coming in, man. Phil Wise says, Joey, what do you think about Byers possible signing? Amos is a good guy, but to have two with experience, but he an upgrade, downgrade, or does have no effect for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? I think Amos would be an upgrade as like a counterpiece to Byard if that's what you want to do. I don't think they signed two guys. I think they want to keep Reed at safety. I think you sign one of the two. I just don't like the Amos. Like, I don't mind it. But if they didn't have Reed here, I would sign two of them. If not, if Reed's still here, Byard really has to be released by the Titans. He's got to get released because you can't trade for him. The Eagles don't have any 4th, 5th, 6th round picks this year's draft. They have to try to make a move, but Byard would really have to get released. They can't trade. They can't afford the. Yeah, of course they can trade. They can trade and give away whatever picks they want, but I'm not trying to give away more picks. You know what I mean? I get it. Mon says, can somebody explain to me how CJ deal the Eagles offer was great? But yeah, but at the same time, dude, like he wasn't his market. His market was he misjudged the market. He misjudged the market. He overvalued himself and he paid for it. You know what I mean? He waited the Eagles out way too long. So this only happened for like probably a day or two and how he cut the plug on it because he had to make other moves. So if that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson deal went down, the Eagles wouldn't have James Bradberry. But I didn't really even care about James Bradberry not being here because this corner draft is nice this year. So that's why I was shocked over it. The Eagles wouldn't have I don't know. I have to really kind of look at the contracts again, but Bradberry wouldn't have been here if Chauncey was signed. I think that's the case with that. You know what I mean? So I get it, dude. Um, Rick says we won a Super Bowl with crappy players with Jalen Mills, Donald Darby, and we will be fine with that. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have they weren't the best corners, but our pass rush was, Jim Schwartz knew how to create pressure. Gannon was the total opposite of that. With a imagine Jim Schwartz with a roster like that. God. As long as we don't play some picket fence defense, but come on now. You know? Charlie said, this is a long time we did anything in Friends since the 1990s. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Dude, what are you talking about? Dave says, y'all have so many gaps. Sheagles in defense plus the draft ain't going to cover those gaps. And free agency is doomsday for you guys. I live here. We them boys. Okay, bro. Speak of the guy with the cartoon characters on your damn profile picture. Because the Eagles have 2 first-round picks. It doesn't matter, Idiots. Another idiot. Who else is going to be an idiot that jumps in here and says something stupid? Philly Wyatt says, yeah, if Byard was released, I think the Eagles should pursue him. But if he isn't, get a guy with experience like Amos. I'm not. And I've never been mad with the losses, but I was disappointed in Chauncey. Yeah, I was a little bit. I'm not mad at Howie. He did all he could. You know what I mean? Brian Red said the Eagles might draft offensive tackle Paris Campbell from Ohio State. Offensive tackle, how long do you think Lane Johnson's going to play? And honestly, to be honest, Brian, to be honest with you, if they drafted Paris Campbell, even if they went out and got an offensive tackle in the first round, okay, if they ended up getting, I think you're saying Paris Johnson, not Paris Campbell. I think you're getting the names mixed up. I think you're talking about Paris Johnson from Ohio State, unless I'm wrong. I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't. I mean, it takes care of a huge hole, not a huge hole, but a big need. There's no hole at tackle right now. But yeah, Lane is getting older. And Lane is tough, playing with that torn abductor, and he played really well on it. I mean, he shut down some players while playing injured, which is kind of nuts. You know what I mean? So crazy day. EC1 says, Charlie Johnson says he had to do what's best for his family, taking care of a one-year deal with Detroit. Says in the past, the Eagles and what's happening during negotiations. That is what it is. He screwed it up, so that's on him. I don't feel bad for him. I don't. He's the one that messed it up, so. Luther Raps says, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson tweeted that the Eagles offering more first was capped, then deleted it. To be honest, I think there was drama behind the scenes. Apparently, part of the DB's coach was a babysit. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and he's gone too. Bone says, Joey, I know this motherfucker didn't choose Detroit over us. He did, man. Well, he did because the Eagles were already out of the deal. The Eagles were out on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson after the first day of free agency. So this must have ended early. Like after the second day of the legal tampering period, Howie was pretty much done. He backed out of it. And then all week we were just like figuring that, this was over early in the process. This didn't happen just last night to where Howie just backed out. He backed out so early out of it. So we'll see. Tommy says Byard isn't going to come here for anything less than $8 million. Definitely need to draft Branch, who will be here for 5 years. Yeah, they might have to do it, man. And I have no issue with it. I know. I get it, dude. People aren't gonna be happy about it, but that's the way it went. That's the way it went. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, Lane hasn't really talked about retirement really ever, or even discussed it. You know what I'm saying? Uno says, I wouldn't be surprised if we did that, but the stout in-house development talent, we don't have to reach in the first. But as I said, knowing Howie, I would not be shocked. No, I wouldn't. Jeff Stoutland signed a multi-year contract. Thank God. That was probably one of the biggest signings we had to that coaching staff with Jeff Stoutland. Because not only does he he works with the offensive line and helps in the drafting process of the offensive line, but he's a running game coordinator as well and gets those scheme fits between some of these guys. So he's done a fantastic job with the offensive line. And if they drafted one of those Ohio, the Ohio State was Paris Johnson, whatever, if they got him in the building, I couldn't complain about it, but he would obviously redshirt his first year, which I don't want to waste any picks on a redshirt year. You know what I mean? They could always trade Lane if they really wanted, but I don't see that happening either. They'll get some cap for it, but David says Eagles looking third in the East this year. Commanders looking better than y'all right now. I don't know. These guys are idiots. It's literally a week after free. It's a week after the first week of free agency. Like, I don't get it. Like, Jerry Jones goes so cheap. As much as their defense should be really good, they won't discuss their offense, and that's just what it is, bro. Their offense, I'm not afraid of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not, like, because they got Brandon Cooks. Like, really? Like, I'm not afraid of no Brandon Cooks. Ohana's family said we want to talk about who we lost. Let's talk about who we have. MVP QB surrounded by the weapons. We have defensive player of the year in Hassan and lockdown cornerbacks. We will always contend with these guys. And that's what they did, bro. That's what they did. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people aren't thinking about it. A lot of people aren't thinking about this offense going into next year. And Jalen Hurts is going to be on a Avenge tour next year. 007 says Eagles deal was 3 years, but the last year of the payday was $24 million with 17 plus in his last year. Sell for $6 million guaranteed. Dumbass would have hooked him up with signing bonus? Yeah, probably. So yeah, they would have paid him $8 million a year. So that the third year his last year he would have got 17 plus. The most money he would have gotten his last year, and yeah, they probably would have gave him a signing bonus. So he signed a $6.5 million contract for 1 year. He knows. That press conference, from what he said in that press conference with the Lions, he knows that negotiations were really bad. He knows that his agent is I can't imagine. Chauncey was tweeting and deleting stuff so much, he was probably fighting with that agent nonstop after the Eagles backed out. I think he was even more pissed off. You know what I mean? Because the agent overvalued the player. Oh, you could definitely, I want to go back to Philly. Nah, don't go back to Philly. You're going to get more money somewhere, I promise. And yeah, that's what happened. Brian Ryan said, Joey, I would love to draft Jalen Carter, but I look at the need that Eagles still got to fill about the guy, defense tackle named Jefferson from Seattle. Yeah, Quentin Jefferson would be, why not add both? Quentin Jefferson, Sean Desai was there when Quentin Jefferson was playing. You know what I mean? Like, Quentin Jefferson had 5.5 sacks last year. He's 29 years old. I think he's a really good fit for the Eagles. And then draft Jalen Carter, and you're set. Defensive tackle, you're set. You know what I mean? I think you'd be fine. Jay said they're going to trade back for either Cansey, Branch, or Van Ness while picking up second and a fourth. They could. Anthony, what's going on, dude? He says CJ wanted money. He didn't want it to be an Eagle, to be a team guy. He is gone. The Eagles will not crumble. Eagles are in very good shape. Eagles have a hard schedule, but we win the division. Interesting. Dave said you could have Adams chase Jefferson, but if your QB throws the ball to the other team, it really doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Alonso signing a new deal with a new team is risky. He could have produced again in Philly. Who knows how he will play now? Yeah, I don't know. He might have a good year, a really good year. He might have a bad year. Who knows? Tommy says Cowboys happy about Brandon Cooks. Dalton McCarthy said he wanted to run more. That's because he wants to take it out Dak's hands. Yo, QB cannot trusted keep the hate coming. Let's see here. Dave said Brandon Cooks is consistent. Plus, he's a 4-3 guy. Only Eagles fans will downplay a solid move. It's not that Cooks is a bad player. Cooks is a good player. He's had 6 1,000-yard seasons, but he ain't getting that with the Cowboys. He ain't getting that with the Cowboys this year. He's like paper champs, dude. Paper champs. I'm telling you, they get one player in that offense. They're downplaying that Brandon Cooks move so much. They wanted OBJ. They wanted D-Hop so badly, and they couldn't get both of them. And they're making Brandon Cooks be out like some what is Brandon Cooks, bro? Brandon Cooks is injury prone. Brandon Cooks, like, come on now. Brandon Cooks, dude. This was like 6 years. If Brandon Cooks was like, if this was like 5-6 years ago, yeah, it would be a better move because he was a lot better when he was a lot younger, no doubt. But come on now. It's a joke, bro. Cooks only had 699 yards and 3. Yeah, I know his yardage wasn't fantastic either, but still. Yeah, Dominic says, "Hey Joey, I at you on Twitter. Some news apparently we had the opportunity to match the deal. Yeah, they didn't match because they didn't want to sign him to a 1-year deal. There's nothing like, yeah, they didn't want to sign him to a 1-year deal. They didn't want to do that with him. They wanted a long-term deal with Chauncey. They want Chauncey in the building for 3 years. This way they wouldn't have to worry about it for the next 3 years. That's why they didn't do it. They didn't want to have him in for 1 year and then worry about the position next year in 24. They wanted him long-term so they wouldn't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Let's see. We're talking about Sarah Bronx only. All right. I don't know what's going on. Jay says Josh Sweat plans on being a wide receiver during the Cowboys game. That was okay. On a serious note, what if Howie signs CJ next year? It depends what we bring in this year. If they bring in Brian Branch or get Jordan Battle or whoever else in here, we'll see, but Bang says they were begging for Hopkins and OBJ. Now Cooks is better than all of them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Paper champs, bro. That's all they are. Like paper champs. They can have the best roster. I think they have the best roster. I don't think their offense is better than the Eagles with Brandon Cooks involved. I don't think so at all. God knows what you're going to get from Mike McCarthy as a play caller since when's the last time he play called? Not even that, but what are you getting out of it? Like, it's going to be excuse after excuse after excuse. It's not Dak, it's Kellen Moore. It's not Dak, it's this. It's not Dak, it's this. Every single year. That's the way it goes. AHG Trail, what's going on, man? He says, we'll be fine. Sean Desai wants to build the Philly Legion of Boom with the tall and lengthy physical players they want. They brought back Slade Bradbury and then signed Greedy. Yeah, I had no issue with it, man. I don't. Like, they had to make some moves. If the Chauncey thing wasn't going to go through, they wanted to give Chauncey a multi-year extension. So it ended up being a 1-year deal. The Eagles didn't want to match a 1-year deal because they didn't want him for 1 year. They wanted him for more years. So they wouldn't have to worry about it for the next 3 years. So they go out, they sign James Bradbury to an extension. So you have 2 of your cornerbacks locked up, which is great for the next 2 to 3 years, which is good. You know what I mean? So I have no problem with that. So I think having 2 corners is very important for this team. I think signing Bradbury was a huge move. So I would rather, it's weird now because when I really think about it, it's like now I see what Howie's doing. So Howie was like, we got to sign Bradbury back. There's a chance that he comes back. Signing your 2 outside corners is very, very important. More than draft, if you don't have Slay or have Bradbury here and you have some good safeties, what is that going to do for you? It's not going to do much for you. But to sign both your cornerbacks, that's a big deal. It's a really big deal. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude, I get it, man. I totally get it. He was running out of deals. There wasn't much left. So, say some players like drama, how he doesn't for sure. That's true. Mon says the Eagles screwed up. They offered CJ a terrible backloaded contract, 3.5 mil first 2 years is shitty. Well, yeah, it's probably just because of the cap hit. Like they didn't, I don't know. It probably because of the cap hit. So whatever it was, dude, like the Eagles were doing whatever they possibly can. So his market wasn't strong. His market wasn't strong regardless. So they offered what they offered, man. They offered what they ordered. I mean, if that's even true, 3.5 his first 2 years, if that's even true, bro. I mean, I want to see a tweet of that if that's even true. You know what I mean? I can't say if you're just saying that, I don't know, but um yeah, Eagles, yeah, so John Clark, so it was already on there. Um Jim Trotter reports the Eagles had the chance to match the 1-year offer from Detroit and they declined to match that. So they probably didn't want him for 1 year. I think they want to lock him up for 3 years. Like I said, they could have matched the 1 year and people are going to blame Howie. I'm not blaming Howie for that because in his plans, he doesn't want to worry about Chauncey being a free agent after this year and paying him a lot of money. He wanted to take advantage of the situation since his market wasn't good and sign him for 3 years to take advantage of it. And he didn't want to keep him for 1 year. Yeah, I know you fans like want him for 1 year, y'all. Whatever, just get him in here. Who cares if it's 1 year? Yeah, but for Howie, it's like it's not about just being here 1 year. The original plan was to lock him up for a few years. So, like I said, doesn't have to worry about it. So, Ray said they probably guaranteed they'll list 10 of the 24. Jay said, well, with cornerbacks locked, we have Reed, honestly, a decent safety, and we are just as strong, but we do need linebacker. Yeah, we need 1 defensive end, 2 defensive tackles, outside linebacker, and a safety. Really? I mean, it's really not that bad as everyone thinks it is. Mon said it's true. 3 years, 24, 17 mils, final year, 3.5. It's true. 3 years, 24 mils, 17 mil in this final year, 3.5 first 2 years. Well, that's what they offered, man. That's what they offered. So if that's true, then that's what they offered. I'm not mad at it. Why am I going to get mad at that? So, yeah, it's Lucio. It's the same deal for more years, but obviously it's a lesser. He gets paid less every year. It's the same money at the end of the day, but they added more years to it. So he would get paid less every year, but at the end of the day, it would be the same money. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know what I mean? But they offered it and he didn't take it. They didn't match. They didn't want to sign Chauncey to a 1-year deal. They wanted more years. That's what they wanted. So that's what they get. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I didn't sleep much last night because I had to make like 2 other videos on this whole BS. But that's just what it is, bro. It's what it is. So I completely get it. Completely get it. Well, we got 387 in the chat, and I know it's been a rough couple, rough night, rough morning a little bit. We're kind of like, what is Howie Roseman going to do? But don't worry about it. We're all right. We got 387 in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. If you've been hanging out, if you're new here, definitely subscribe if you guys haven't. Like the stream if you guys haven't. Try to get the stream to 200 likes if we can. Thank you so much. Make sure you check out the pinned comment for the draft highlight reaction videos. We have some extra content up there. Make sure you check out the Discord as well. I got to put the Discord link back in because it doesn't save after a certain amount of time. Make sure you join the Discord as well. We have, I don't know if we have over 300 members, but I think we're one close to 300 members. I just did a voice chat with subscribers last night in the Discord. We do that every couple days, just to give your insight on what the Eagles are doing and just hanging out and talking about stuff. So definitely check all that great stuff if you guys have it. So appreciate it so much from everybody for hanging out all week and going through this whole entire thing. So do appreciate it a lot, guys. A lot. Denise Garrett says, looking forward for the next move. Howie vision. Batman Burgang says, Darlene acts like the season starts tomorrow. What's going on? Who's Darlene? Who's that? Oh, the person's been talking. Jose says, everyone keeps forgetting that the last year we had more holes in our defense, and we made moves to close all those holes to make it to the Super Bowl. Gigi says, welcome, Anita Navarez. Who's Anita Navarez? Somebody new here? What's going on, Anita? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Double said Hurts money goes on next year's cap, not this year's cap. Dave says, what are your thoughts on OBJ? He said on Twitter 15 to 20 mil range was looking for. Wasn't true. I know it probably unlikely, but what do you think? No, definitely not. He ain't getting that. He hasn't played in a year and a half. He ain't getting that. Coming off, obviously coming off a, ACL and he had his workout. Team showed up to his, his personal workout. So we'll see. AJ always open. Brown says Pascal signs with Cards. Unbelievable. Gann took Nick Boy. He did. He took Nick's boy. He took his t-shirt guy too, because he made all the t-shirts for Nick. All those cool like t-shirts, dog mentality shirts, those really cool shirts. If you guys didn't know that, watch New Heights. GG says, well, Joey, what do you think of drafting Jalen Carter and Van Ness? I love it. I'm going to be doing more tape on Van Ness actually today. But quickness, explosiveness, his bend, especially Van Ness's bend, man. He's got just amazing on those one-on-ones. But Jalen Carter, man, like I'm willing to take a chance, bro. Like something deep inside me says Jalen Carter is going to have that nice support system in Philadelphia with the rest of those Georgia players and Dean and Jordan Davis. And I think he's going to be really good, man. It's going to be really good. Jared said, hey, Joey, you think Greedy or Max play safety? No, for the millionth time. They are not switching positions. It's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. Yo, Green Blood, what's going on, dude? Says, what up, Joey? Great stream as always. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate coming in, man. Much love, dude. Definitely. Dave says, again, Desai will probably run 1 DT at a time. We already have 2. David says, Darius Slay 32 is not going to be as productive as it was last year. Bradbury, y'all should have kept CJ and let Slay go losers, but Slay is mediocre. Oh, my God. Guys are stupid. Why? Because he's old. Because he's 32. Oh, my God. Oh. Let's see here. Van Ness would be a good second-round pick. Says, when do you think Jalen will be extended? I'm hoping before the draft, before training camp, probably. I mean, it's going to happen. It's just on when it's going to happen. Tommy says, please, please, please. He said please 3 times. Do not sign Jalen Mills. We were moving on long ago. Yeah, I mean, if Chauncey was going to be here, I figured it was going to be a little different, but we'll see. We'll see. As a depth piece, sure, but as a starter, I'm not bandaging up this position. That's what happened, dude. As soon as the Cowboys signed Stephon Gilmore, they started coming out of the woodwork. As soon as they signed Brandon Cooks, they came out of the woodwork. That's what they do, bro. That's what they do. They don't have these Cowboy fans don't have constant passion, bro. Like they don't got passion for their team. They come out when they start making some moves like that. That's all. They literally got Stephon Gilmore. They literally got their number 1 corner rental for the year. Okay. That's it. And depending, hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully had a good year last year, a pretty good year with the Colts last year. 2 years before that, he didn't do a damn thing. So hopefully he can stay consistent this year. They better hope he stays consistent this year. And he was burnt a good amount of times last year. He had a good year, but he got burnt a little bit last year. He ain't perfect. Gilmore ain't shut down. Bradbury's not shut down. Slay's not shut down. None of these guys are. It just depends on your defensive scheme, bro. No such thing as shutdown, bro. There really isn't, but I think Stephon Gilmore is good, but, got to stay healthy and obviously, got to stay consistent with his years. So, how will make a move today? AO says, Eagles sign OBJ for like $7 million 1 year. Cowboy fans will lose their minds. Vlogging Eagles says Slay has just made the Pro Bowl. How the hell is he washed? Greenblood says, what do you think the chances of them drafting Branch? It could be a high chance, yeah. I mean, depending what they do from now until the draft, it just depends if they have another plan in place. Really. Yeah. Darrelle Revis. Totally true, man. You want to talk about a guy that robbed the NFL, Darrelle Revis, on those those short-term contract. The most guaranteed money that players have made over the years, Darrelle Revis was robbing teams of most guaranteed money on those new contracts that he would get. No joke. You know? John says, funny all these Eagles hairs are tuning in just to talk BS. Just give my man Joey more views. It is what it is. If that's what they want to do, then great. They want to come back, that's great. It helps me at the end of the day. So I mean, I'm not about that shit anyway, but I don't care about any of that. But that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. They love me. That's why they come here. They love me. You know, I'm an Eagles fan, but they still love me regardless. Bangberg said, if Dallas ends, the fact that they signed Primer to Sherman, it's just like this is how it is every single offseason. Like, I don't make it a competition between the Cowboys and the Eagles of who signed the better players. And like, dude, we haven't hit the field yet. It's only been a week of free agency, and like seriously. Philly Troy Legend says, Joey, could you potentially see the Eagles moving up, trading next year's second rounder from the Saints to get Will Anderson? I mean, they could. I mean, I think they would have to trade both those first to get Will Anderson, to be honest. If you want Will Anderson, and you're gonna have to, I think the Cardinals are gonna get him. I do. Cardinals, Raiders. I don't think the Lions, but I think Cardinals, Raiders, could be the Bears. You know, if they don't want Jalen Carter, maybe they want another edge guy. You know, the Bears could get him at 9. You know, I don't think he's going to last too long. I don't think he's going to last. Nate said, to be honest, safety position and luxury position, the most important position on defense is 1 D-line, 2 linebacker, 3 secondary. If the D-line can provide pressure and linebackers stop the run, DBs are easier. Han says, I have a feeling Branch will be an Eagle. Nothing on Bobby Wagner, bro. There's nothing going on. Nothing going on. Crooks ain't never been the same since he took that Jenkins hit. That was a big loss for because he was Cooks. I don't know what Cooks would have done that Super Bowl, but he probably would have played pretty good. I mean, if he wouldn't get out of that game, it could have been a little bit of a different game, maybe. I don't know, but Cooks, Malcolm Jenkins took him out of that game, which was kind of nuts. Brian Rad says, what free agency player is out here to help the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, what position you looking for, man? I mean, there's a lot. Defensive tackle, there's Quentin Jefferson. You got Leonard Floyd on the edge. You got Calais Campbell at DT. You got there's a lot of guys still left. Yannick Ngakoue still out there. There's a lot of players still out there. A lot of guys still out there. You know what I mean? Tommy says, I'm feeling Bobby Wagner signing is imminent. Need this news. Too many 30-plus players on the defense. I mean, I guess, but it's not. Look, at the end of the day, there's only so much you could do in one off season. If there's no there's really the linebacker free agent market. There's nothing out there right now. Like, if Bobby's still out there, get him. Like, what's the big deal? What's the worst? What's the worst that could happen? He plays for 1 year, whatever. They're gonna have to draft a guy in the mid rounds or something. Well, they don't really have a mid round pick, but they're gonna have to draft somebody, maybe. You know what I mean? So I'm I'm not making a big deal. I'm not really making a big deal about it. Like, we can't control how many 30-year-old player, like, they sign someone to a 1-year deal as long as it's not long term. Who cares? Like, if you can't really, if they can't sign another linebacker and they really don't have any choice because they can't draft one, not having mid-round picks definitely hurts us at the end of the day. And they're not using a linebacker as a first-round pick. They haven't done that since the late 70s. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's you got to deal with it, man. That's what it is. G says, Eagles fans are only worried about the Eagles right now. We don't give a shit about your team. Fine Heights, I'm here for Joey Shakes and his point of view. Dude needs to chill. You good, homie? You're here. I'm here for Joey Shakes and his point of view. Dude needs to chill. Who needs to chill? Do I need to chill? Who needs to chill? But I appreciate being here, though. Brandon cooked. Brandon cooked. Ray says Malcolm a hit was the second best play in 52 Bowl after the big strip sack. Then go hard says, watch your show all the time, man. You give out great content. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it, Leon, so much, man. I appreciate it so much. Hey, I try my best. You know what I mean? I try my best. Now Hargrave is saying what the 40 Hargrave tweeted. Hargrave is with the 49ers now, obviously, on the big deal. He said it would have been a different game if Brock Purdy was. Oh my god, I'm so done with like social media, bro. I hate reading stuff. Like I need to stay away from it. I get so pissed off. Browns free agent linebacker Anthony Walker is visiting the Commanders today. Who else? So Zach Pascal with the Cardinals. That's really it. There's really nothing else going on, man. How much more quiet is it gonna be? You know, like I'm hoping something gets done sooner or later. But at the same time, bro, like at the same time, we have to focus on what's here on this team right now. And there's a lot going on for this team right now. As much as like the Chauncey stuff is gonna like piss people off, like I'm pretty much done with it. Like the next time I'll probably talk about it is really if I talk about other safeties or really like with the shakedown this late this week. I mean, that's really it. I'm not making a huge deal out of it, you know. Ray said we gave up 2 picks mid-round for Chauncey Gardner for CJ last season. Yeah, and that's another thing I don't like that way Howie does too is like he gives up these picks for players that you're renting him for the year, and then you kind of like can't get him back. It's not his fault. It's not Howie's fault at the end of the day. So Greg Miller says, I'm not doubting Howie Roseman. Again, he seems to get better with age and like wine. I totally agree. Dave Williams says, we gained Bijan Robinson in the draft, plus a vet thumper in the middle. Donald Jones, there goes Zeke, problem solved. But y'all got Penny losing Miles Sanders does hurt than losing Hargrave. Dude, that's he can't be serious. Like losing Miles is a bigger loss than Hargrave. Like you're an idiot, kid. What other 30 accounts do you have? Because got to have another account. Never seen that name before. I'm sorry, but with did you see that Eagles fan? Did you see that Eagles fan or what was it? Eagles fan that was a totally different fan. That was a Cowboys fan or something like that. He was like a 40-year-old sitting on his computer, like, and he got caught tweeting from the wrong account today. Like that guy got exposed today. Like that's how sad this shit is with people. It's really sad, dude. It's really sad. Yo said, what up, Joey? I say we go D-line at 10, then trade up in the first necessary to get Brian Branch. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Like I said, not bad. Say I went on the Eagles channel. You lost number 23 and call him greedy. Worst kind of fans because you know what? You expect everybody to be bowed down to the Eagles. Ball down? Well, first of all, get your spelling right. Number 2, you don't know what you're talking about. And number 3, I've never seen you in here, so no idea. Shakes, check out Sidney Brown from Illinois. Yeah, I'm gonna be checking out Sidney Brown. I know Sidney Brown's another person. I have I have more tape I have to do. We still got a bit. We still got a bit to the draft. The draft's gonna come really quick. So, yeah, it's horrible. Like I don't know what they're trying to. Like they think they're funny. Like they think like they're bothering me, and it's not. It's just like I read this, and it's just crazy, dude. Greenblood says, I'm glad I'm 54 and too old to even understand these young kid games and BS. Yeah, I'm 32 and like, it's just, I've been look at the end of the day. I'm 8 years into YouTube, and like I just have no patience for it anymore. Like every year, it's gonna be the same shit every single year, dealing with the same thing with these people. Even in my day, earlier in my day, I didn't. I was never. I never was like this trolling shit wasn't around when I was back in high school, so I never did shit like this ever. And other teams fans on here because their teams aren't doing shit. Oh man. I mean, you're going to be on another Eagles channel. I guess that's what they want. What? Joey, don't lie. I saw your TikTok vids dancing. Oh, I was about to say, like, well, I don't even have it. I was going to start one and then I deleted it. I was like, I don't know. I need more social media. The only social media I have is like Twitter, and that's it. I used to hate Twitter. I mean, I still don't. I mean, I only use it for like, I use it for like moves and stuff. So, Fly said by the beginning of the season, Howie will have the team ready, and it will be up to these coaches. Yeah, it's very. I'm not worried about it too much, man. I'm far from worried about it because it's the second week of free agency right now. Like it's very early in the process right now. So. Let's see here. Lit says I'm 31. Seems like old heads come up with nonsense. Dave says Dak isn't even old enough to remember the Cowboys' last Super Bowl. Ray says, Joey, our team is so good we draw all the haters. It is what it is, bro. They just jealous, dude. They're just jealous at the end of the day because they know the Eagles will be the better team this year. So they want to be the paper champs in the offseason. I'm totally fine with that. But the coaching aspect is going to be better than what we think. So. Just let Buddy talk. G says, I have a feeling it's going to be quiet for Eagles fans for today on. Hurts contract next. Yeah, maybe. There's got to be more moves coming, especially with the right. There's got to be more moves coming with the defense side of the ball. I mean, they still need some pieces. But is it going to be hard to get those pieces? No, I don't think so. I think Howie's going to have this team ready. Like I said, I'm not worried about it at all. The Chauncey thing is just a bump in the road. I'm not even really worried about it. It's not on Howie Roseman at the end of the day. So. So if the Raps says, don't forget the Slay cap relief kicks June 1st. Howie's still going to reload his phases 2 and 3. Yeah, so no, I don't think that matters, dude. The Slay cap relief. What's his? That was only for post June trade, wasn't it? I think that was only for like a post June trade. I don't think that was for I don't think that was for a redone. Oh, well, it wasn't a release. It wasn't a release. Well, it's like $13 million they freed up. They freed up $13 million from redoing his deal. I think that's what happened. They haven't restructured Lane Johnson yet. Blake Hart says, Joe, you going live later? Probably not. Today, probably not. No. I have a video coming out in like another hour or two. I'm going to have more membership videos out today. That's the plan right now. Earth, Air, Fire Wars is your live streams brighten my day, Joe. I appreciate it so much, man. Appreciate it so much. I'm glad that it does, dude. Keeping everybody busy every day, whether you're at work, whether you're busy around the house doing stuff, I'm glad to bring the content for you guys. Euro says, let's bring in Bobby Wagner, have him Kobe Dean in the middle of the field, and draft another linebacker in the second or third. Like last week, I mean, even last night, like I didn't expect, like I put out my Chauncey video last night and like it just exploded last night. That video went crazy last night. Like there must have been a lot of people that woke up because of this news last night and people weren't happy. People were not happy about it. Definitely the truth, bro. Definitely the truth. People weren't happy. So tomorrow I might actually have Joe Castro on tomorrow. Whether it's not from the beginning of the stream, depending on maybe he wants to come on like during the stream or something like that. I'll have him on tomorrow, give insight because Joe Castro's becoming a good insight guy for news and a lot of the stuff that even for Combine and other stuff like that, he's done a really good job. So wanted to give his insight on what's going on. Tristan, Joey enjoyed the stream, but all right, dude, you enjoy your day, man. Don't let me take up your whole day. Trust me. We're sitting here talking about nonsense. So, you know what I mean? Chris Scott says, darling, you know what Santa was some drunk guy in a costume. It wasn't the real Santa. Leon says, it's just up to these coaches to put them in the best positions to succeed. The offense will be fine. It's just the defense that needs to be fixed. How will we get it done? Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so. I think he will. Rush said they probably have enough cap space set up for the draft, so they probably won't sign anyone else before the draft. G says for the Eagles NFL update, Shake Squad Discord. Thank you so much, man. Definitely hit that Discord up if you guys have it. We talked to, I do voice chats with all the Eagles fans. Like I do like a voice group chat thing with a bunch of Eagles fans every few days. And we have, I don't know if we have over 300 members yet, but we're getting there though. We're getting there. Appreciate it, GG. That was the biggest troll in Philly. Sills and agrees with all the trolls on his show. I checked it once in a while. Some garbage in the 2 minutes I watched. Tommy says, I'm done with talking about CJ Honestly. He's a weirdo of waiting until 11 p.m. on Sunday to make his announcements. Ryan says, I would have loved to join a live with you if I could. Yeah, we could do something. We'll do something. But yeah, we're moving on, dude. It's done. You know what I mean? Like we'll talk about it on the Philly Shakedown this week, like one more time and kind of get past it, you know? We'll get past this whole thing with Chauncey, and it's a done deal, man. At the end of the day, it's a done deal. There's people saying Chauncey needs to grow up. Like there's people that are really hating on him for it. It's not necessarily hating on him for not wanting to come back, but like you think the Eagles were gonna wait? Like literally, he didn't sign until last night on Sunday night. Like you think the Eagles were gonna wait a whole week, like a whole week to sign him? No, they got other moves that got to happen, bro. Howie's on a timetable. So that's all I really got to say, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing really much else. Let's see here. Euro says, hey, Joey, would you take Jim Carter at 10 if he's there because he's dropping with all the character issues? Personally, wouldn't want that. Yeah, but you know what? You can't believe what everyone says because they're really painting a really bad picture about him. I can't believe all of it. Like, I believe, like, he got in trouble. Like, I get it, but I feel like it's I feel like there's more to it. I feel like he would have a really nice support system here, especially he knows Jordan Davis. He knows Nakobe Dean. I feel like he'd have a really good support system here. This is the media trying to paint a really, trying to create a monster out of him. And it might drop him. He might drop, in the draft. It might, but at the same time, dude, like, I think I would take a chance. As much as people would hate me for saying, I think I would take a chance on him. Yeah, from the Kelsey brothers, where the hell is where's that interview with Howie Roseman, dude? Has that even come out yet on New Heights? Because I haven't seen it out yet. I haven't even seen it yet. You know what I mean? I think Eagles trade back from 10, take Robinson, then trade back from 30 for more picks and pick up Battle. David says can't make too many moves in the draft to cover up that loser defense. Oh my god, these guys are 10 years old, bro, or they're 40-year-olds that are sitting home on welfare. Who knows? Ralph says David Gann is gone. The Bird's going to grab the crown this time. Watch. Ray says it's on here. Everybody says Howie interview is up. It's just the middle of the video kind of hidden. That's weird. I don't know why. The whole video is not out. Fine High says Justin Dallas just lose the only thing they had going to help them get the Super Bowl, the 90s. Jared said, I don't get the Carter issue. He was racing and someone else died, but it wasn't his fault. It's a shame, but can't put it all on Carter. Yeah, and then he got a speeding. Then he was speeding. Then there was like video came out of him. I don't know if that was a different day of him speeding. The cop like had like recorded him. So we'll see. GG says, I can't wait for the draft. Seems like it's going to take forever. It probably will. The more you think about it, the slower it's going to get here. Tommy said, what does bother me is during the season, our team with Slay and Bradbury, when CJ was out, looked really bad. No Band-Aids on safety position, please, Howie. Well, it made it look worse because not only did you lose CJ, but you lost Maddox, and then you had Josiah Scott at nickel. That's what made it worse. If it was just, that's what kind of made it worse. But Maddox going down was not good. So hopefully Greedy Williams, man, can make some noise and hopefully, guy that's really been hurt, got great athleticism. Hopefully could add more depth to that corner position. So we'll see. But we are over 2 hours, 11 minutes in the stream. We're probably going to go another 15 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to go with a full 3 hours today. But if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe if you are new. We cover the Eagles every single day. Plenty of vids. We got another vid coming out. We got membership videos coming out today. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you like the video like the stream as well. Try to get over 200 likes. We need one more for over 200 likes with this video, with this stream. Thank you so much, everybody. If you guys haven't checked out the pin comment for the extra content, very cheap. Definitely check that out. If you guys haven't checked out the Discord as well, definitely check out the Discord server. We're getting ready, man. We're getting ready for the draft. We're getting ready to see what other moves are going to happen with this team. I'm very excited for it. And we'll see what happens. I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped to see where this whole thing is going. So definitely check that out as well. If I could put this in here. There's the Discord link as well for everybody. So we'll see. Oh, let's see. Oh, I got the hiccups. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I'm all right. So we'll go for another 15 minutes. We're not going to go crazy today. I'll let you guys go on your day. We'll have another stream tomorrow, by the way. So I have a feeling Chauncey Gardner is going to get in trouble off the field and how he will look like a genius. Just pure speculation. Yeah, just imagine if that happened, Guy goes to the team did not miss a beat when Garner was injured. I was surprised. David said y'all need to go a full 8 hours because this channel has hit bros. Serious chat. I've seen like forever come on our chats. Law Nation. I don't watch cowboy content creators. I don't. So I don't watch Law Nation. I've never watched him, not once, and I have no reason to watch him. I don't watch any of these guys. It's not just him. I don't watch a lot of these guys. I've watched I've watched maybe 2 cowboy content creators, like maybe 2 guys. So that's just what it is. So James says poor all because it's Jerry come up there every season losing to my Washington didn't help. Philly said, Joe, do you know if 500 streaming later? I don't know. I would think maybe. I don't know. He streamed every day last week or most days last week. But maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him since the shakedown, really. So also Malcolm Jenkins asked the Eagles to reach out to him when CJ was injured for the playoffs, but still under contract with Saints. So is he still on contract this year with the Saints? That's what I wouldn't sign him. Like, I really don't want to put a Band-Aid there. And Malcolm hasn't played. I just want to see what his contract is, just for shits and giggles. So it looks like, I don't know. It doesn't say anything here. Why? So I think he's on contract again this year. 2020 to 23, 4 years, 32 million. Yeah, he's not an undrafted free agent until 2024, so technically he's still on contract with the Saints. He's still on contract with the Saints this year. That's stupid, bro. That's dumb. Yo, Carlton, what's going on, dude? How you doing, man? I hope you're having a good day. Lewis, I love the Eagles no matter what. Nasser Adderley. Didn't one of these guys retire? I thought one of these guys retired, but I could be wrong. George said, sign John Johnson or Byard if he becomes available and draft a rookie. Yeah, they could do that. The Byard thing is really if he gets released. I'm not trying to trade for him. If they want to trade for him, I think the Eagles need to stay away from it because they're going to ask for too much. I think they're going to ask for way too much. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think we're good. I mean, there's really nothing going on. I mean, I want to discuss the Chauncey stuff with you guys. We didn't talk about it because the news came out last night on the Chauncey situation. And yeah, we'll talk about it more tomorrow. Hopefully some more news comes out with the Eagles and to see what they do. See if this Jalen Hurts. Maybe we'll have an update on the Jalen Hurts contract, maybe an update on a few things. So, like I said, guys, if you guys haven't, I know there's 286 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like the stream if you guys haven't. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the videos, liking the videos, and being very active in the comment section on all those all those videos. So, a little bit of a shorter day of streaming today. So we'll be arriving at day 10 of free agency tomorrow, our 10th stream in 2 weeks, which is pretty cool. So, or at least in, obviously, 8 days, 9-10 days of streaming straight. So it's been pretty good. So, all right, you guys have a great day. Make sure you like, subscribe, join the Discord, hit the pin comment for the memberships for the extra content. We'll have more membership videos out today, and some other things. So, yeah, getting ready to go. All right, you guys have a great day. We'll see you guys in the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.